I know you didn't catch the stream last night, but I'm gonna drop the plays that we gathered so you don't have to watch the whole stream. Bang, let's get it. Andy Page's hitter fantasy score is at 5. Over the last 10 games, it's hitting at a 100%. However, there's 3 pushes in there. I like the over. He faces off against Sonny Gray. He doesn't have any history. I like the 1.5 hit runs and RBI. You notice my play at Hard Rock is over. The over is minus 115. Andy Page's over 1.5 hit runs and RBI is hitting at 90% over the last 10 games. With no history against Sonny Gray, bang, let's get it. Don't get it twisted. Sonny Gray is sharp. He's 6-1. He averages 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. I'm still taking the hot bat. Bang, let's get it. Hey, Kyle Hendricks earned run allowed is at 2.5. At 2.5, I'm taking the over. Over the last 10 games, the over has hit and 80% of the time, and Hard Rock has it juiced to go over at about 140. Multiple books have it heavily juiced to go over. As you can see, it's implied probability at 55% odds chance to hit. Kyle Hendricks over 2.5 earned runs. I had another line that I thought I liked for Kyle Hendricks, but I don't have that listed. Anyway, we keep it moving. Carlos Santana. Carlos Santana over 1.5 hit runs and RBI. Over the last 10 games, it's only hitting at 70%. I say only, and then none of the books have the bitch juice to go over. However, doesn't he face? Oh, we don't even know who he faces off against. I'm not sold on Carlos Santana, but he was on here from last night, and I'm not positive I'm gonna even get that play in. Ellie Cruz, we taking the over 1.5 hit runs and RBI. Ellie's been on my list for a while. He missed. I dropped him. I'm back on him. 1.5 hit runs and RBI. The over is minus 135 on Hard Rock. It's slightly juiced to go over for multiple books. However, they face off against Rodriguez, and there's no history versus Rodriguez in the Cincinnati Reds. So we take the hot bat versus a pitcher he's never faced. Ellie Cruz to go over 1.5 hit runs and RBI. Brandon Lowe, do I need to continue? I talked about Brandon Lowe way too much. He went crazy, he missed. He go crazy and he missed. But for me, I haven't missed with him. But I haven't caught every single game, but just this last one, because of the record we have with Brandon Lowe, we're taking this hitter fantasy score. I'm sorry, we're taking this hit runs on RBI at 1.5. Over the last 10, it's hitting at 70%. I dropped him because he missed 2. Picking it back up, he went crazy, then missed again with him. I'm gonna ride with Brandon Lowe. They face off. Tampa plays the Marlins, and then we got Cabrera on the mound. Brandon Lowe only has 5 at-bats versus Cabrera, and he hasn't done well. Be careful if you ride with Brandon Lowe. I did the Kyle Hendricks play. I knew I had another Kyle Hendricks play, and it was his pitcher strikeout line at 3.5. I like the over here. However, if you're trying to get down on Price Picks, it's going to be on Goblin. Oh, Price Picks dropped the line. They dropped a 4 line. This wasn't here last night. We talked shit about Price Picks because they were trying to slip Goblins or Demon around favorable lines. Still, I don't like it at 4. I like it over 3.5, but it's a Goblin. I'll stick with 2.5 earned runs on that kid, Kyle Hendricks, because you already know. Hey, Bryce Miller got to go. Got to go. Like, Bryce Miller, his strikeout line is at 5.5. Over the last 10 games, over his last 10 outings, the under is hitting at 80% of the time. He averages 4 strikeouts per outing. The Seattle Mariners face off against the Angels, and Bryce Miller versus the Angels, it doesn't look too good for the Angels, to be honest. Taylor Ward has 10 at-bats. He's batting 400, has 1 home run and an RBI. We take Taylor Ward to go over 1.5 hit runs and RBI, and take Taylor Ward to go yard versus Bryce Miller. But I got Bryce Miller under 5.5 Ks. It's minus 140 on Hard Rock. Maybe I had to drop that on Price Picks. Price Picks got it at 5. They so lame. Last night during the stream, they didn't have a regular line. They had the Goblins line and the Demons up, but now they got it at 5. I still take the under on Kyle Hendricks if I had to play it on Price Picks. Bang, let's get it. Who's next? I got Singa under 6.5 Ks. The last time I played this line, which was right here, I missed it. But prior to that, I caught him in like 2 or 3 straight. It was at 6.5, 5.5, 6.5. He hooked me once. He went over in his last outing. However, they face off against Colorado, and anybody can get 7 Ks on Colorado. Be careful if you favor Kodai Senga to go under 6.5 Ks, but I like the under here. And then I have a couple of soccer players that we pulled up. Oh, one of them gone. That means it already played, so I missed the early one. But here's Leonardo Trossard. And this is a shot attempt. Shots attempts is hard in soccer. 3.5 is high. 4.5 is ridiculous. But as you can see over the last 10 games, the under is hitting at 90% of the time. However, you're not going to be able to find this bitch to get under it on many places. Price was got it at 3, and they see the Goblins. And they see at Underdog, you can't even play the bitch under 3.5 shot attempts. I just had to throw that in there because we brought it up on the stream, or somebody mentioned it on the stream. And those are the plays that you missed. Be careful with the ones that I gave you a warning about. Outside of that, bang, let's get it. I'm ReallyRico. You already know. Let's get this dough, bruh. Peace. I'm out.